Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Father. This week I'm going to give you my top 5 quarterbacks of the week. Also, I'm going to give you my top 5 running backs of the week for week 5 going into the NFL season. So let's jump right in. Let's look at our top 5 quarterbacks. According to FanDuel and DraftKings, these are my top 5. At number 1, we have Tom Brady going against Dallas. Dallas is receiving back Rolando McClain and Greg Hardy. But that's not going to be enough. I think Tom Brady is going to wreak havoc on the Dallas Cowboys this week. FanDuel is going for 8,800, DraftKings 7,800. I think this is a pretty good value. I look for Tom Brady to have 3+ touchdowns against Dallas. I would not be surprised. Coming in at number 2, Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers every week. I think this is a good matchup for him. The offense is starting to look very good. Going in at FanDuel at 9,200, DraftKings at 7,900. I think that's a really good value. And number 3, I'd see Matt Ryan going against the Redskins. The Redskins have a pretty stout run defense, but the pass defense is not very good. Look for Matt Ryan to have a big game. Look for Julio Jones to have a big game. But Matt Ryan coming in at FanDuel at $8,300 this week. At DraftKings at $6,700. I really like Matt Ryan this week. I think he's going to do very well. Coming in at number 4, Drew Brees. I like this matchup a lot against Philly. Look for there to be, I would say, maybe a high-scoring game here, and I think Breeze will benefit from that. Going in a FanDuel at 8,100, DraftKings at 7,200. Number 4, rounding out my top 5, Carson Palmer has been phenomenal this year. At Detroit, Detroit's 0-4. I'm actually going to be at this game. Pretty excited about that. FanDuel has Carson Palmer at 8,100, DraftKings at 6,600. Look for Carson Palmer, and I will be looking for him on Sunday to have a huge game against the Detroit Lions. So let's jump right to my top 5 running backs for this week of week 5. We have Le'Veon Bell coming in at number 1. Not a surprise here. Le'Veon Bell is going to be an absolute stud this week at San Diego. On DraftKings, he's going for 8,500. FanDuel, 9,100. Look for Bell to have multiple touchdowns, 20+ carries, 10+ touches out of the backfield as far as receiving. I think he's going to have a huge game. Look to get Le'Veon Bell if you can afford him on FanDuel and DraftKings this week. I think he's in for a really big week. Also, number 2, Matt Forte. This looks to be a very favorable matchup. I don't think either one of these teams will pull away, so Forte will get a lot of touches. They will look to pound the ball against Kansas City, keep this one a low-scoring affair, and Forte will benefit from that. And FanDuel is at 8,400, DraftKings 7,000. Coming in at number 3, Jamal Charles. The Kansas City Chiefs, all they could do is kick field goals. If they had a better red zone offense, Jamal Charles would be probably the number 1 running back in the league. Coming in this week at $9,100 on FanDuel. I think that's a bit high. $7,800 on DraftKings, just because I'm not sure he gets a touchdown. If he gets a touchdown this week, I think Jamal Charles is a great pick here, but that's shady with the way they decided to kick field goals all last week. Coming to number 4, Mark Ingram going at Philly. Like I mentioned with Drew Brees before, I think the offense is looking a lot better. This could be a higher scoring game than people think. Look for Mark Ingram to get the goal line work. At FanDuel is $8,000, DraftKings only $6,100. Really good value there on DraftKings. I like that. Coming in at number 5, last but not least, to round out my top 5 for week 5 is Devontae Freeman. What else can I say about this guy? He has been an absolute stud. I have him on one of my fantasy teams one of my fantasy leagues. He's been an absolute phenomenal player this year. The past 2 weeks, he's put up 30+ points in my league. Coming in at FanDuel this week at $7,600, which is a decent amount up from last week, and DraftKings at $6,300. I think that's still a pretty good value for Devontae Freeman. Like I mentioned before, Washington has a pretty good run defense, but I look for Freeman to get 1+, maybe 2 touchdowns this week. I mean, probably not going to get 3 like he's been doing in the past, but look for him to get 1 or 2 this week and put you in 20-25 point range. I think Devontae Freeman still looks to be a good value this week, so look to get him in your lineups. So if you liked the video, hit subscribe down below. Leave me a couple of comments. Let me know what you want to see, what you're looking to get out of these videos, and we'll see you soon.